Anybody who has followed my channel for a bit or followed my Genshin playthrough for a bit would know that I don't watch the version trailers, which are usually trailers that are teasers for upcoming updates in Genshin and story updates in Genshin. The reason I do this is because I want to stay surprised by everything that happens in the game. I want to go in like as fresh as possible to every single aspect, down from like the small little detail. I love doing that. It's really, really fun for me. And that's not just for Genshin. I do this for Honkai Star Rail. I also do this for other games too. For other games, I might like watch an announcement trailer if it was in like a Nintendo Direct or something. But then I like to stay away from everything if I can up until the release date. It's really fun for me. And I think like the other example of this I always give is when I played Persona 5 for the first time back in 2017. And I'd seen like a trailer here or there, but I knew I was going to play this game. And the trailer that I'd seen was like during like a Sony event at one point. So I didn't even know the names of the characters. And I was going home with the train looking at the back of the box going like, oh, this character, like, and they weren't even like fully like, it was just kind of like their silhouettes in like a different design that like not in the actual full color of the game. And I was like, oh, who's this? Who's that? And I got to learn their names as I was going along in the game. And it was such a fun experience for me that I kind of like have kept doing that for years and years ever since. And honestly, it is so fun for me. But I do go back and watch some trailers after I play parts of Genshin and parts of Honkai Star Rail as well, which led me to doing the thing I'm doing today, which is watching some old version trailers for Genshin. I have seen a few of these. I know for sure that I've seen like 2 or 3 of these, of course, but by the time we watch these now, I would have forgotten like a lot of the trailers that we saw back then. But it's one of those things where now I'd like to go back and like see what they were like advertising, see what they were teasing. And what we're going to do in this video is go from the new area announcement trailer, which was 6 years ago, and then go from version 1.0 trailer to the 1.6 summer event trailer. And honestly, I'm really excited to do this just because like I love looking back and seeing like what they advertised, like what they were like going for, what did they want you to see. Because for me, like I love going into everything like completely fresh and completely blind, but I think it's one of those things that's exciting to look back and be like, oh, that's what they showed. Oh, this is what they showed. So let's see what they were able to show us or wanted to show us with the first trailer, new area announcement of the land amidst the monoliths. So the first one is new area announcement of the land amidst monoliths. Let's check this out. I'm super excited to check out this trailer. Now I have all these downloaded. So it's one of those situations where we won't have like captions on them. So I'm sorry about that. The reason I don't have captions on them is the reason I have them downloaded is because we have a new update coming up next week. And usually they advertise, you know what I mean, whatever the latest update is. And I don't want to get like spoiled by like a thumbnail or something like that when they advertise at the end of the video. So we're just going to watch it this way for sure. In-game footage, you have to specify this? I mean, the game does look amazing. Oh my god, Klee? Really cool transition, isn't it? Is that Xiangling and Guba? Really neat stuff. Like, this feels so cozy to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's so interesting. Oh, look at this. How freaking pretty this location is. I think this is what you want in a trailer, right? You want to be like, hey, like, look how pretty the locations we have are. You know what I mean? Because Genshin has like a lot of things going for it in terms of characters, in terms of all the stories, in terms of like, you know, some combat stuff. But like some of the best locations in the history of video games. And I'll stand by that, like, you know, gun to my head, you know, 100%. The reason I say this feels so homely is because like, I don't want to be one of those people that's like, take me back. But in the same way, sometimes I do like to be like, take me back. I know it's only been like 2 years since I started Genshin, but the way I look at it is kind of like, just like any amazing story, you get to a point in the story where you go, things are never going to be the same again. And we are at that point in the Genshin story where like, there's no going back. You know, there's no going back to kind of like, what feels like simpler times. It's impossible, you know? Oh, doing a flip with Xiangling as well. The music's so beautiful, isn't it, though? Oh, with Lumine and Paimon? That's pretty neat. What are we looking at here? Oh, with the inn and all of... Oh my god, what a great look at Liyue, right? The start of Liyue as well, right? Really gorgeous. Yeah, usually they put the advertised stuff here, so I just downloaded it 100%. But yeah, I love this trailer. Like, I think it's just so simple and so, like, I don't know, like, here's the thing, they're gonna get more detailed as time goes on, but I love the fact, like, this was like the advertisement, I guess, for a new area in Liyue, I guess. I don't know what the actual release of the worlds were they're releasing, during the Mondstadt quest, releasing afterwards. I don't really know how it worked. Because I know it works now, but like obviously like back, when Genshin started, it's almost 6 years ago now, isn't it? It's crazy how everything like works out like that. But this trailer released, it says on YouTube it released 6 years ago, but it released obviously probably like 2020, maybe even around that time when Genshin came out. But honestly, yeah, this is like what you kind of like, I feel like this is like embodies the airiness of Genshin, which is look at these, adorable characters. Look at this beautiful landscape, listen to this beautiful music, and you kind of get a feel for it. It's not detailed. It's not super like, oh, like you know exactly what everything is. It's actually like just a really cool trailer in its simplicity, which I kind of like. Yeah, it's a pretty simple trailer, but a very pretty trailer. That's what it is. It's very, very pretty. The next one we have is version 1.0 gameplay trailer. Let's check. Tech Otaku Save the World. Is that what was that their tagline? I didn't even know that was their tagline. Okay, let's go. Version 1.0 gameplay trailer should be interesting. Oh, Mondstadt.
Windborn Outlander.
Oh, there's captions.
As you set off on your journey
interesting,
again,
okay.
You must remember that the journey itself has meaning.
You know why there's no captions in the last one before we go any further? First of all, hearing Venti's voice is amazing. Seeing him touch these statues is like, it's such a common thing now, but like, such a magical thing when we first be able to do it. I think there are captions. I thought there wouldn't be on like a downloaded video.
Might remove this strange wind current seal thingy around the statue.
Oh, wind current seal thingy. Look at this. Oh my god! Oh my god, that's so cool. They're putting like characters in the actual world itself, like in actual real time. Which I think Genshin knew it had its strength there, right? It had its strength where it knew its game looked gorgeous, it knew its characters looked really cool, and it knew its world looked really cool. So why not just show it off like this as well? You can do like animated trailers, you can do all that stuff too. But like Genshin knows it has like even back then, and they've only improved. But Genshin knew they had an amazing team behind them and an amazing thing on their hands. Beidou was in 1.0? Beidou. I'll never get the name right. All going with the Dawn Winery. That's what we call him.
He was once such a gentle child.
Oh my god, the stuff with Dvalin.
Rage and suffering.
Oh my god. This music as well. Oh, look at that! No way! I can't believe Beidou was here in this area. And there's Fischl, of course. Oh, there's music. I'm Barbara.
If I tell you the story,
I love it using real gameplay here.
will you believe me?
Venti.
Sacred name.
And Gigi.
One step closer.
And Shanya and Ningguang. They had a great cast of characters.
Sword comes shadow. Blaze into light.
Oh, clean. Oh my god. At the gates of Mondstadt? It's such a stunning world, isn't it? Like, holy hell. What I love about this trailer, because this is obviously the end here, what I love about this trailer is that this is the trailer that follows up the last trailer actually really well in a way. Because while it's like, hey, yeah, Genshin can be cute, Genshin can be so pretty, Genshin can be so gorgeous, they're trying to emphasize in a lot of ways that like they're also a epic fantasy. You know what I mean? And you hear that in the music. You see the the wolf come out of the mist, and you see the dragon. You talk about like they're holding the tear in their hands as well, like, and they show all the different combat situations and how like really like we don't talk about enough like how like the combat animations in Genshin are. Making everything feel like is an action scene in a movie every single time he plays them. But it is definitely does feel like that. And I feel like in this trailer, they showed off the gameplay really well. I love how they put characters in real time. Because again, Genshin knew it had a pretty world. It's one of those things where it's like, it's that friend who lets you take a picture from any angle, when you're taking a picture together. It's like, oh, do you want a different angle? I don't care. Whatever. I know I'm going to look good. And I stand by that. It's one of those things that like, I've seen a million times over where people will be like, Genshin like looks like a cartoon. Genshin's this, Genshin that. And it's like, and then you look at the game they're playing, and it's like this really hyper-realistic game. It's like, oh, that's really pretty. But the problem is with the hyper-realism in games is that in 2 years' time, hyper-realistic games are out of date. All of a sudden, there's a new hyper-realistic thing that they invent, and then they have to remake that game over and over again. With Genshin, they have updated designs and character designs, but look at this right now. This is timeless. I go to Mondstadt right now and I look at, Mondstadt in general. I go around the whole world. That's the first area in Genshin, and it's still beautiful, and it'll be beautiful 10 years from now, and they knew this. Yeah, this is just really cool way of like adding a bit of drama to the game while also still showing off the pretty landscapes and showing off the characters' combat animations. Really cool way of showing that off. The next trailer is A New Star Approaches. Oh my
Boats are made
god.
for transferring commodities back and forth.
Juggly.
And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
These are not official captions.
This is the largest one we've seen so far.
Holy hell. What the oh my god, they're showing the battle on the docks? Was it Sysis, isn't it? This was such a crazy moment. I remember specifically when you guys were watching my playthrough of this. This was like already people like I thought Genshin was amazing and everyone thought Genshin was amazing. But I remember this specific moment at the end of Act 3. Like a lot of you guys were like, this is like the moment that like changed my perception of this world forever. It became one of my favorite games. And like it's one of those things where it's like that doesn't mean like the parts before like with Dvalin were great, but like you have to like compare it, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where like the battle on this docks with Tartagula and those Sysis and all these people fighting together, Shao catching you in his arms, is a moment where it's like, oh yeah, I get it. I totally get it. I totally get why that solidified people's love for this game. 100%. Look at that, like... Oh my god, there's Tartagula.
I am the least adept with the bow.
What?
And that is precisely why I must master it.
Giving Tartaglia like a Linkin Park new metal kind of like sad boy track, honestly. Pretty good. Pretty freaking smart.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
Man, it's so crazy like how...
Nothing can be
And introducing
accomplished
Zhongli as
without
well.
rules or standards.
So they were introduced around the same time then. This music's awesome.
Think you can bully me?
Oh, they introduced Diona and Xinyan as well. So was Diona in the game already? Or was it a thing where she was updated afterwards and added to the game afterwards? Great characters as well, but I want to say as well, like what's so interesting about this game too, and like is there... I wanted to say it there when I saw Keqing fighting on the docks, but it is one of those things where like they really give characters times to shine over like a period of different times. Keqing had like amazing moments back in Liyue, and she still does have amazing moments, and she's still a really great part of the story. What I kind of like about Genshin is that randomly they will bring back a character from like Mondstadt to have like another epic story or have like something like this. But a lot of times like the characters have already had their epic moments and epic, you know, big, massive moments. Sometimes we'll like spend a year just kind of like randomly showing up and giving a little bit of insight and then to leave. Because they do like try to give characters time to shine. Now, I do think that they should give more character. Like there's some characters I wish would return. There's some characters who are like I wish didn't only have like one time or one moment every year. But I do think it's so interesting looking back now when you're like, oh yeah, like the characters in Liyue, like Keqing and Ganyu and all these characters. We've had quests in the past where they were like doing some crazy serious stuff, you know? Like some crazy stuff. This music's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Really great direction on this.
D. Luke. Oh, I can't stand him.
D. Luke?
Special.
Oh my god, and the boss battle here as well. They're like pretty boys. Wait, what? Oh. Unreconciled stars? Peculiar meteorites descending. Is this the, am I wrong? Am I right in saying that this was the quest? Is maybe I'm forgetting. Is this the quest where Vaughn shows up for the first time? That could possibly be it. It could possibly be it. Maybe. I think so. And then win the 4-star character official. Reputation rewards. You get some stuff too. Really cool seeing what they were advertising in terms of what you get. Like Fischl is an amazing character. She really is. She's to this day, like I would say. Oh, look at this artwork. Yeah, look, there's Vaughn. And this is a gorgeous artwork though. Like the details even, like it's a gorgeous piece of art. Like look at the shading, the colors. Like this is stunning. Fisher looks so fun here as well. One of the best characters. To this day, she's still meta, right? She's still very meta. I still have her on all my teams too. Not that I adhere to the meta, but like it's just I notice like even with my official who's not even like fully perfectly leveled, is still such like a integral part of our team as well. Yeah, so this trailer was like interesting as well because it kind of just showed off like little snippets from the battle that happens at the end of Act 3 of Liyue. We got to like get a little bit of a hint here as you see with the Tartagula stuff, you know, maybe like even some stuff from newer characters like combat stuff with Zhongli and Tartagula and Xinyan and Diona. And what's fun about that is that, like, again, as I said, like the Genshin trailers like really have a great way of like showing combat because they know their combat's good, they know it's fun, they know it's like really like energetic and like it feels like an action scene every time they do it. So it's really cool they're showing this off here, and it's actually like, you know, a really smart idea to show this off here amidst a really cool trailer with some really great music and kind of like signifying like a big battle is coming, like, you know, it's really, really cool. Yeah, another really cool trailer. So the next one is going to be the Chalk Prince and the Dragon trailer. So this is about Albedo and that amazing story with the Chalk Prince stuff. Because I think I went back and did this way later. Oh my god! Sorry, before I'm going to turn off subtitles because these are clearly just guessing. Look at this. Like these locations. That's what I need people to understand, guys. Like anyone who doesn't play Genshin but loves JRPGs, it's like, man, you would love Genshin. You would love it. The exploration alone of these worlds is a JRPG fan's dream. It's a dream. I know people can say, well, Calvin, it's a CRPG. 100% I'm saying that like it has the energy of like that thing that JRPG fans love.
This mountain. Snow gathers atop this mountain.
Again, using gameplay.
Never melts, which is a most curious phenomenon.
Cinematically, really cool idea.
I believe that the very sword in
Oh,
your
wow.
hand has Durin's remains in it. As such, who could I find to help me if not you?
Whoa. Oh, they just showed like this
Getting a little cold.
right away, right? Are these an introduction of new enemies, possibly? Possibly?
Genius. But
Wait, was this the introduction of Albedo?
genius.
That's awesome. I think I've probably seen there's some of these trailers I definitely have seen before. This seems like one that I might have seen before. But it's interesting that they introduced Albedo in 1.2, right? Really cool.
Moment of birth.
This music's so dramatic, right?
My job is to honor my
I'm
contract
gone
with Rex
you.
Lapis. All hail.
So, by the way, it's not that they were introduced in the story. It's that they were introduced as released characters. It's the same way that, like, you know, Columbina was introduced years and years ago in, like, trailers. And then we saw her in gameplay for months before she actually became a character. You know, it's not like she was introduced in the story that way. This music's so cool. I love Ganyu so much. Again, using all this music. Using the characters' in-game models cinematically. Praise it to high heavens always. It's so cool.
It's so nice to de-stress.
Yeah?
I
Always
made a
do
new
his artwork?
discovery while sketching nearby.
That's so cool.
There's an area up ahead that's quite remarkable. The truth of this world. What could it be?
Oh, this music. See, when you look at these, like look what they can do with just their characters doing some gameplay stuff. Like, and as I said, like they know what they have with their characters, know how amazing their characters are. But in this case, it's like it really is something that I praise so much because there's so many times when I watch a CG trailer for a game that is announced, it will be like I'll be watching like a PlayStation State of Play or something, and it's like you hear this voice. This is every single CG trailer. Do you know the power of the demon monster boy? And then it shows this like completely CG trailer that's like a minute and a half long, and then at the end it's like they reveal the character's CG face. I am the boogeyman, and you're like, oh, and it's an amazing thing to see. And it's a cool announcement trailer, but like the thing that always in the back of my mind when I see these like over the top CG trailers is like the game's not gonna look like that. That's not the game, you know. And even if they say in engine, like it's like one of those things. And I'm not insulting games for that. Like that's just the way the world works. Like, you know, you have to hype people up, and like a lot of times, like when like diehard video game fans like ourselves watch those trailers and go like, oh, I know that's not what the game is going to look like. They're not aiming it towards us. They know we're going to play like The Witcher 10. They know we're going to play those games. But it's one of those situations where, like, for someone who doesn't watch video game trailers all the time, and again, I don't watch video game trailers all the time. I want to make it clear, I'm not like in the demographic who's like, I'm going to watch video game trailers, because if I'm going to play a game, as I said, I'm going to like, not watch the trailer. But I'm talking about someone who like maybe watches a State of Play or Nintendo Direct like I do. It's one of those situations where not everyone does that. So you're talking about like the casual fan who makes up the majority. And I know it's like saying like, Calvin, you can consider yourself casual too, like compared to other people. 100%. I am a casual fan compared to other people as well, 110%. But I'm talking about the person who just walks into a store and picks up a game off the shelf. They are still the majority of people who buy games in the world. They are. Believe it or not, like the grandmother who goes in and buys stuff for their grandchild is still like a massive part of the video game industry. It still is. So like, while there's like, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people who watch like the Game Awards and watch that stuff as well, 110%, there's also like millions upon millions of people who literally just see a trailer and go, whoa, that CG trailer looks sick, I'm going to buy the game. And I'm not trying, and I hope it doesn't sound like I'm being pretentious, being like, it's made for people who don't really know this. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that like they make these trailers not just for the individuals who follow games religiously. It's for everyone. It's not just for us. You know what I mean? So I think I sometimes have to remember that. But that's why I appreciate this so much, is that like, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying it's like, like the casuals and I'm like a diehard. I'm more saying that like, I'm trying to take myself out of a bubble where it's like, I can sit here and go like, why would they make this trailer? Like, why would they make it look like this? When in reality, it's like everyone plays games, not just me who sits around talking about games all the time. Everybody plays games, from, someone who plays games once a week to someone who plays games, 10 times a week. Some people don't look at, Game Awards or State of Plays or Nintendo Directs, and some people do. Like, it's video games are for everybody, so they're trying to make a trailer that's universally like loved, right? I understand that, but also at the same time too, I'm also allowed to say like, hey, I prefer a trailer to kind of like sometimes like show at least an indication of what the game's gonna look like. You can do an animated trailer, I think is great too. It's just when I see like a game that's like overly CG, it's like the game's not gonna look like this. But when I look at Genshin and I see a CG trailer or see CG in a Genshin trailer, I go, I know the CG cutscenes are gonna look like this. I know they will. Does that make sense? Maybe it makes sense. I like that they're doing this. We went very sidetracked there, but that's a very Calvin thing to do, I feel like. So cool. Look at this as well, just like showing straight up like awesome combat with like that Eula sword. Like this is like doing like an epic movie trailer, but with your own gameplay. That's what I'm saying. It's so impressive to me. Love this. The Geo Bishops.
Was the two of us meeting really a good thing?
Oh, look at this. Man, the artwork is so gorgeous in these trailers. This is stunning. Again, like, it's just the detail. Look at the detail in the Traveler's hair. Albedo, by the way, looks like an action hero here. Imagine they replicated this hair for his actual model. It looks gorgeous. And there's Sucrose in the background. Really, really awesome, because they got the contrast between Dragon's Spine and the world around it really well here too. It looks awesome. Really gorgeous piece of artwork. Are they going to advertise what you get in this? You get the Festering Desire. That's what they call, I was going to make a joke there, but maybe not. The Festering Desire. I was going to be like, yeah, that's what they call my want for Tartagula. Really cool stuff. It's so cool looking back at this, right? Because it's something that we never like, because it's something that's so common to us now, right? But now, like, but on some of this stuff, like, I obviously didn't even like know you got in these things, right? Dragon Spine Spear. Very cool stuff as well. Yeah, to me, like, this trailer, as I said, I praise it for using their in-game models for, like, very cinematic scenes. And I know no matter what, like, someone's gonna be, like, probably gonna think I was being pretentious, but, like, and that's just me being, like, self-conscious, we gotta get past that, right? Who cares? But it's one of those things where it's, like, for sure, like, I don't care. I think it's always a better idea to show me if you're going to do a trailer, and as I said, I usually only watch watch an announcement trailer in a State of Play or a Nintendo Direct, right? The example I would give is like Resident Evil 9 was advertising the State of Play recently, and I literally was closing my eyes, right? So like obviously like, you know, it's like, well, Calvin, they're not directed at you. Sure, fine, that's grand, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say here, is that trailers aren't just directed at me, they're directed at everybody. So my personal preferences can't always be put into play for why they would do something like this. Would I always prefer like a trailer announcement to be using like in-game models? 110%. Would I always prefer like them to like advertise a game like in a way that like really shows off the game in an accurate way? 110%. But then also someone might push back very rightly and say, well, Calvin, you don't like watching trailers that spoil stuff. You're so correct. So there's also that balance to be made as well. But I think that's what this does as well. It's like, while I wouldn't watch these trailers because I would want to see all this stuff for myself for the first time, like the cutscenes and stuff like that too, I do think also there's something to be said for like announcement trailers that like show stuff about the game without giving away too much and letting us know what the game actually kind of looks like. That's what I would like say is like the best balance for me personally. But again, they're not always made for me. Not everyone has the strict rules that I have when it comes, and weird rules when it comes to trailers, 100%. So I can't really like judge everything based on like what I feel it should be. Got to take yourself out of, I always try to do that. You always try to take yourself out of a bubble, you know, because sometimes you're in a bubble and you have to take yourself out of it. You know what I mean? 100%. But I do appreciate them doing this, right? I do appreciate them showing off the actual game. I do appreciate them showing off cinematically. And again, they can do animated cutscenes because animated cutscenes go hand in hand with Genshin. They can do CG cutscenes because I know the CG in Genshin is actually getting better and better and better and better and better and better. So it's like really, really cool. I think it's just like what I was saying and comparing it to trailers that do the whole like, announcement 5 years before the game is even ready, where it's like, this is, you know, dance to the break of dawn 3. Oh, and shows like a CG character going, I will dance to the break of dawn. And then it's like 5 years later, the character doesn't even look like that. It's like, well, you weren't ready to advertise the game, were you? And it's not the developer's fault. It's usually like the, you know, the fault of like the company. But yeah, I'm going off on a tangent here. But it's really honestly one of those things where like it does, I always appreciate games showing off their games in the best way possible and accurately as possible. And Genshin does that, I think, more often than not when the trailers, when I look back at them 100%. Let's check out the next trailer. All That Glitters. I remember this name. I feel like I remember this name, right? All That Glitters. Oh, is it Lantern Rite? Oh, there's Paimon. See what I mean? This is CG, but we know this is in game.
Such a beautiful lantern. How is it made?
There's some Fatui members. Xinyan playing the guitar.
So many stalls.
The voice. This is so gorgeous, isn't it? My heart is fluttering. Was this the first Lantern Rite quest?
Come, try your hand at Theater Mechanicus.
This music as well. I remember this area. I'm sorry, but like even this, look at these areas, like the lighting, the mysterious natureness, the mistiness of this. It's so pretty.
There seems to be something mysterious about this photographic apparatus.
Oh my god, look, it's all Xiao in the picture.
Could you try to convince Xiao to go with you?
Sorry, but we have to look at this again, guys. Sorry. This is just iconic. This is just stunning. The lanterns in the distance, Xiao being here as well. This is at a time when like, and I feel like Xiao was like still very important. He still is important. Like even now, he was in the recent Lantern Rite. But like there was a time when I feel like Xiao was the Lantern Rite. It felt like, you know, there was a time when Xiao felt like Xiao was Liyue, you know, along with Zhongli, of course, as well. But it really felt like Xiao was Liyue for a long time.
Convince Xiao to go with you?
Oh my god, look at him. Oh, and it's this sparkly look in his eyes. I love him to death. So this is when he was like released.
I can always
Oh, and they had the dramatic music then afterwards.
bring yourself to kill. Speak my
Still one of the
name
most fun
and
characters to play as.
Do not judge a Adepti by your mortal ideals.
Tell him. Like, look at this. Like, this one I'm talking about, like, you know, accurately advertising your game. Like, you will get to do this, and you will feel like a freaking, like, beast doing it. You will feel the impact of every move that Xiao does. And that's what I freaking love about this. It's like, oh my god, they're showing off like what you can do with Xiao, but it's like you will literally get to do this. You're going to feel incredible. You're going to feel a darkness off this character as well. Like they're advertising it so well in my opinion. Look at this, man. This music is so dramatic. Oh, Dinosaur Vishap. This music is so dramatic. Let's see. Oh, I love, again, showing off the amazing combat that they know they have is really good. Xiangling, staple character. This was the boss that I really dreaded fighting though, because it took a while to like level up characters off him. This music is like 90s Batman dramatic. Oh, quiet it down a bit. Oh, was that a huge moment in the trailer where they're like, this creature can change elements? Again, it's one of those things where like, it is a big trailer moment where it's like, can you believe it? A creature that can change its elemental power, which was probably huge at the time maybe, but like, again, it's fun. It's a fun thing to be like, oh my god, look. But obviously now I've fought him so many times that it's not shocking to me, you know, but like, really cool idea. Interesting. All that glitters 2 out of 3. Great artwork again. That's the thing with these updates is like they really go all out with the updates and how beautiful they really are. Xiao's even like again, as we're talking about detail, look at the hair and the shadows. Like even like the outfit here as well. Like you can see like there's like so much detail here in this character. And it's not just about detail. You don't have to have detail. It's the colors. It's how like he looks amazing. Xiao is one of my favorite characters, and I love the way they showed him off here because I think what this trailer gets already is the idea of the dramatic nature of Xiao's story, the emotional weight of his character, the fact that there is such a beautiful soul inside waiting to be like, you know, drawn out and brought out into the world, and you can see that as he's looking at the lanterns. They showed that off really well here. Honestly, look how beautiful this place is during Lantern Rite. I wish Lantern Rite was real. That's a joke, by the way.
We'll help you find her, and we'll spend the next lantern
Oh my
together.
god, what? What the hell? Are you okay, Genshin? What? What's wrong with you, Genshin? Ripping our heart out like that. The interesting thing about that part of the trailer is that like this is like, again, the traveler looking on at the Lantern Rite scene like, oh, this place was a beautiful place. I love this location. Like, and it looks so gorgeous, but I wish I was spending time with my sister. And it's so great that like now he's learned how to like really spend his time properly with the characters in this game, and he's, you know, he calls them his family now as well, and he loves being with these characters, and he always did like being with these characters, but I feel like he's grown to love them even more. But there was like, and there still is, there's a big time when like a lot of the, you know, the stories, you could see in his eyes that he was just like, whenever his sister was brought up even for a second, and it's still, he still gets emotional about it 110%, but I really feel like even back then Paimon had to hold him together like with hopes and glue, you know what I mean? When it came to a lot of situations, like after like We'll Be Reunited, oh my god, Paimon was like desperately trying to like hold this guy together as best she could. And rightly so, it's like it's really dramatic and beautiful story, but yet like I think it's so stunning to have him like look out on the lanterns and then think of his sister in that moment. Because we always have to remember like this story is about 1,000,001 things now, but the original story and what the story will always be is I need to find my sister, you know? Stunning stuff. Oh, you can choose one of the above characters. That's a really good, like, imagine, especially back then, like, even now, if you started Genshin at this time, and, like, I just think, here's my estimation, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, right, in terms of the characters that are I'm not good with gameplay, so I'm going to try and, like, rank them in what I think is probably the best, in terms of, like, the meta, right? Again, I don't know the meta, so this might be funny for you guys, all right? Would this be fun, right? So see what I think is the most meta characters going from start to end. I would say out of these characters, if you were just at C6, Xingqiu would be the most meta, right? At C6. But with no constellations, I would say Xiangling's number 1. No? Maybe? It's either of these two is number 1, because I think Xiangling is a staple character in terms of like her ability is so good for reactions, and his ability is good too, but like if you had them together, it actually would be a really great team, honestly. So if you have, but I think these would be the first. Like I think if I played during this update, I think you guys would have suggested Xiangling or Xingqiu, right? I think you would have. After that, I say is Baidu, right? Then Ningguang, and then it's a toss up between these two, right? Now, here's the thing. I want to make it clear here. Like, one of my favorite things as a kid was making Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks with, like, limited amount of cards. I didn't have the best cards all the time, but you had to make do with what you had. I'm not trying to say that Xiangling's not a good Yu-Gi-Oh! Card, but, like, I still think it would be an exciting thing if you're starting Genshin, you know, you're doing free-to-play, you don't have much, like, to spend on anything, and you're like, okay, I get a free character. And let's say you already got, like, Xingqiu and Xiangling, right? It wouldn't be a bad choice to pick, Shangyun, so you could actually have like a bit of a reaction thing here too, and a heavy sword user. Like if you didn't have heavy sword users, you could also get him. Like it wouldn't be, but there's not a bad choice, especially early on, especially if you're just having fun, you know. 100%. Fly Flushes of Fortune. Oh, it's like a camera puzzle, a camera event. Really cool. Shangyun's animations are also really, really fantastic. Vishaps and where to find them. There's Vishaps everywhere. There's square Vishaps. There's Hydro Vishaps. There's Geo Vishaps, there's Vishaps, there's Dragon Vishaps, there's Dinosaur Vishaps. Remember you guys, like, all the time would try to correct me and be like, Calvin, there's only one thing that's a Vishap. Everything's a Vishap if you put your mind to it. You're just doing quitter attitude, honestly. In fairness. You guys are quitters. Really cool stuff. Yeah, this trailer, really beautiful. Love the emotion packed with it. I think this is one of those times where like it really showcases like that they were like, hey, this story is going to get emotional. The story is going to get heavy and it's going to get heavier. Xiao as a character is one of the most important characters in all of Liyue, and they really showed off here that really well here with his emotional moments here also. And I think that like they did a fantastic job of showcasing that he is a character that like clearly wants to stick to himself, but at the same time too, you're kind of intrigued as to why like he has this sparkly feeling to him. He's a dark character with it's almost like a blank page filled with black paint, but there's like glitter on it. That's Xiao. You know what I mean? There's like a touch of like, oh, he has something to him. You know, he definitely has something to him. And you can tell like from the start that like this is a character you just want to be around and help and support. And I'm so glad we got to the stage now with Xiao that he is like, you know, a best bud. He really is a best bud. And then you saw the moment with Lumine too, like emotional as heck, you know, really, really hard to deal with because this is the through line. It's like, and again, they talked about this in the recent updates. It's like, I would love to be a part of this world with Lumine, but I'm glad that I still have all my friends now. But at the time, like, as I said, it was very difficult for the Traveler to ever, like, even, like, think about, he had to, like, really focus to have, like, fun at times, because he was always thinking about, naturally, all about his sister. But I think that's what Paimon is there for, and all these new friends are here for, and I think actually like did a fantastic job of like striking that balance, honestly. But yeah, another really cool trailer. I love the animations, showing off the Lantern in such a beautiful way. Like, I think if you're talking about selling people on this game, which is funny because like I think Genshin traders are different from normal traders because Genshin traders don't sell people. They are selling people on the game, but I think also at the same time too, they're also trying to sell people on coming back to the game and selling people and selling diehard fans on why you should stay playing the game. Like those are the three things they're trying to do. So you see in these trailers, it's like, how beautiful is this? These amazing locations, this amazing story for like players that might not like want to play, but are looking at going like, oh my God, I would love to play this game. Players that stopped playing at one point were like, whoa, I should come back to this. That looks so cool. And then players who already diehard players going like, oh yeah, I get to pick a 4-star. I get to play a new story with the characters I already love. Really cool stuff. Xiao is coming out. Can't wait for this. So yeah, I think if it's a purpose for sure, it definitely does. So the next trailer is called... Oh, so this is spoiler alert Lantern Rite footage from the Genshin Impact. I literally just took like a bunch of trailers from the version trailer like playlist. That's all I did really to get these in here. So I wonder if this is supposed to be here. It just seems like it's Lantern Rite footage. Maybe we'll see what it is. No harm. Game engine footage. We know, man. Well, we know now, you know, but like it's still one of those things where, again, as I said, I appreciate so much that they're advertising the game that is the game. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you mean the game is going to be this pretty? Yeah, it's going to be this pretty when you play it. I don't think Genshin's ever trying to be something it's not, right? Look at this big beastie. I don't remember the context of this beastie, I'll be honest. It's been a while. And there's Lumine. I like the way they switch between Lumine and the Traveler sometimes. That's cool. Gorgeous stuff. Was this the ending of the Lantern Rite? Possibly? Look at it lighting up. What's so crazy is, like, again, as I said, advertising the game as it is, right? Such a cool thing. But, like, non-Genshin fans who see this might say, like, it's not going to look that pretty with the lanterns and stuff you can do. Like, it's still to this day, every Genshin fan I talk to that has played this game for years will go to the Lantern Rite year after year, and we still say the same thing. This place is effing gorgeous. Like, during the Lantern Rite, it's crazy that, like, still to this day, that, like, everyone's still like, yeah, it's so pretty. You know what I mean? Like, because I think it's one of the things that, like, happens sometimes with, like, games is that, like, some things lose their effect after a while. But, like, not the lanterns being lit during the nighttime in the Lantern Rite will never lose its effect. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. It will always hit. And this music as well is so beautiful. And there's Shao. Beautiful drums in the song too. You see what I mean? They really showed off that he is like, and they're going to see the sparkle again in his eyes. You see what I mean? They showed off so well that I'm going to cry. They showed off so well that he is like this character who believes he should be alone because he's in so much pain, right? And he doesn't want to cause pain to other people. But look at this sparkle in his face and his eyes. His mouth's slightly open because he can't even control that. This is just such a beautiful scene for him. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's so sad. You know what I mean? It's like, I really desperately, like, you know, already, like, looking at this, my first reaction is I want him to be so happy, you know? So happy. It is a magnificent sight, isn't it? It's such a magnificent sight. Oh, this music. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. It's such a beautiful track. Is that the trailer? It is. It is. Yeah, that was, I think it was just maybe like the, it might have been the ending cutscene for the Lantern Rite. Ending cutscenes for Lantern Rite are usually like some of my favorite things in the world. I think they went for an animated cutscene this time, which again is fine. It's one of those things that's grand. Like, I'm not opposed to it because, again, as I said, animated cutscenes are still representative of like the artwork and the team effort that is put into Genshin. But one of the cool things about the ending cutscene for the Lantern Rite is, to me, it's usually like a thing where it's like, oh, look, there's that character and that's that character. But of course, like, this was a time when like the characters were like, there weren't as many, I guess, characters, or they didn't go into much detail of who their characters were at the time, because this is still version 1 point whatever. But in Lantern Rites after this, the ending cutscenes are usually like me just going like, oh my god, look, they're dancing. Oh, they're smiling. They're eating food, and it's so fun. It's so fun. But yeah, this is just a really, really beautiful trailer. Again, just the ending cutscene, it seems to be. Let's check out the next one. Version 1.4, Invitation of Windblume. So this is the first Windblume event, maybe? Maybe? Possibly? Oh my god. This music then showing Venti there. This is what I'm talking about, guys. I'm sorry, I keep saying it, but like, this is how pretty Genshin is. They can show just the literal world. This is how, like, again, I there's a confidence in these trailers that means so much to me. They know that they have a beautiful game. They know this. Venti's just standing there in front of Mondstadt. And again, this is the type of stuff you want. I want to explore this world. Again, as I said to any JRPG fan out there, this is what you want, right? From a guy who's played JRPG since he was a kid, right? Since he was a wee baby, right? This is the type of stuff that I want. I want a world that I want to explore. I want a world that is beautiful enough that makes you want to see every nook and cranny.
So, traveler, the Mondstadt Windblume Festival.
Running into Mondstadt, by the way.
Do you like it?
Oh, it's so pretty. I hope to do Windblume again. Oh, did you see the traveler yawning up there? There's idle animation. There's Lisa. It looks gorgeous, doesn't it?
Come on, put your skills to the test.
Who's saying that? Oh, these like mini games. Oh, this is so fun. This is so fun, guys. Again, a very realistic portrayal of what you can be able to do in this game.
Festival.
Get him, official. Jeez, Mondstadt's gorgeous, isn't it? Very romantic and beautiful music, right? Oh, like the mini games.
Go adventure with you?
Oh, this is when they introduce hangout events? That's so cool. The Benny hangout event is so cute.
Like we do if I was on your adventure team? Could I ask
asking for
The
some
Noel
kind of-
Hangout event. People don't want me to do this. They keep saying don't do the Noel Hangout event. They keep saying please don't do it, you know? But yeah, I haven't done it. I do want to get to it at some
Summer
point.
chivalric training?
I'm still feeling quite uncomfortable.
Oh, the ice
I feel
pops.
much better now.
Well,
Stay away from Barbara.
embarrassing to say,
Oh,
but
what? Did her looking at a picture of Jean? Yeah, the Barbara Hangout trailer is great too. It's a really great Hangout event.
look out!
Oh, the
Unofficial
dude.
business?
How's the research going?
This is great. Oh my god. Inviting an invitation to windblume. Again, I want to see this artwork before we go any further with it because I think they're about to advertise a few characters here. But yeah, beautiful artwork again. Just an unbelievably awesome way of showing off these characters. Put so much effort into it too. He's adorable. She looks amazing. Really cool. Rosaria is one of my favorite character designs. She's awesome.
Don't overdo it. Let me take care of the dirty work.
Ooh. Dance beat?
I hear you've got a job for me. You can't run!
Love the music here.
Lights out.
Again, just showing off some cool gameplay. While it's cinematic, you're still able to do this stuff in the game, so it's still awesome, you know? Making Diana look like an action hero is crazy. Look at this, man! Is that a freaking herald? Possibly, right? You guys know the answer to that more than me. No way. We'll be reunited. Was this literally that time? There's no way. It was. Oh my god. I have chills. I have freaking chills, guys. Can I say, you can see here, by the way, the panic in his face. This is one of those moments that Paimon, like, literally had to get him out of there as quick as possible. Can I say this, like, with 100% certainty, guys? This is an amazing quest. It's so incredible. And this was another one of those moments where I remember when I played it, that's when, like, my audience was kind of like, dude, this is another one of those trailers that made me deeper in love with this game than I ever was before. And I loved that idea. I loved hearing that. Yeah, really awesome. So I didn't expect it to be We Will Be Reunited there as well. And those are the type of things I like to avoid, by the way, to make that clear. Like, that's why I don't watch trailers. I didn't know Lumine was coming in at that moment, and it's great to see that she does come in that moment in the game for me. Again, I'm not judging anybody for the way they watch trailers. You watch trailers whenever you want, way you want to watch it. But I think that what happened with Genshin, I remember specifically, is that even my patrons, because a lot of time, like, patrons get a lot of flack from some people. They don't do it as much anymore because they realize it's not them that's doing the spoiler rules. But what would happen is I would get comments of people being like, Calvin, like, you stop listening to your patrons. They don't know what a spoiler is. When in reality, if you actually went to the Patreon chats, like, and they can vouch for this, if any patrons want to vouch for this, the amount of times that they were like, Calvin, I don't agree with this being a spoiler, like, at all. Like, they're the ones that are like, no, you can just watch this. But I'm like, but then eventually what happened was, and my patrons would say this too, is that they were kind of like, they would say, at first, I didn't get the spoiler rules. Some of them didn't get the spoiler rules. And then after a while, it's like, no, that makes sense. I actually prefer the playthrough like this. I think that's awesome. But I think, yeah, as I said, my patrons sometimes would get a bad rap in the comments because people will be like, man, Calvin's patrons are always making him not watch these trailers. When in reality, my patrons at first were definitely just like, can we not just watch this trailer? You know, they were like, you know, trying to help me out with that stuff, and they wanted to see me watch trailers too. But I think a lot of people in the comments in my own videos too, like, at first I think even like people who like love the playthrough still now were like, you know, hey, like, please watch these trailers. But then after a while, you were like, oh, I actually kind of like the playthrough like this. You know what I mean? Which is fun. But yeah, it's, and I will say, like, I'm not stupid, right? It 100%, in terms of making a channel successful, it is dumb. It is so dumb. Because from what I to believe, reacting to the version events every single few weeks is actually, like, really, really good for a channel in terms of, like, attention. I'm not stupid. I know that. And maybe people are going to go, Calvin, you are stupid because you don't take that 100%. I acknowledge that it is, like, equally like a great decision for the playthrough, but, like, a silly decision for the channel, if that makes sense. Right? I acknowledge that 100%. Yeah. This boss I dislike a lot now. I love the first encounter with them. fighting them to get like stuff for some characters, not fun. And it's not fun because it takes forever. Hangout events, by the way, really awesome. I missed them so much. But the reason why they're not good, the boss isn't good, is not because it's a bad boss. The first encounter with it is incredible. It's an epic scene. It's so amazing. But the problem is with like, if you're trying to level up a character and every time you like do some damage, the character goes, huh, well, the waters of Shinxe are beautiful and big and lovely. You will not survive. Like, I know that's not what she says, by the way, you know. She says like, what did she say? Like the water's ability to take shape, and like she'll stop to say something in between. I know people are gonna be like, Calvin's pretty impatient because it's not actually that long, but I think like the difference is in Nod Karai, when I fight a boss to level up the damselette Columbina, for example, what happens? 20 seconds sometimes to fight a boss. It takes like 5 minutes and I'm out of there. And I think it's like, I don't want to blame Genshin, by the way. I want to make this clear. It's not me critiquing Genshin in a way that's like, oh, Genshin, what the hell? I just think the reason why the boss isn't fun for me is just like replay value. When in reality, like, I will always treasure the fact that I found this boss just on the map and it was this epic encounter. And I didn't, at the time when I found it, I wasn't even thinking about the idea of leveling up. So like, it's like they give you these random epic encounters on the map and it's like, I'm not going to ever critique a game for giving us that, you know what I mean? It would be nice to have like a button where you could just like power through the boss, you know, but like, it's again, they made a really beautiful thing and a really cool random encounter on the map. Not random, you know what I mean? Yeah, these hangout events are great, by the way. What the hell? What in the world? Why aren't these outfits still? They look amazing. Diluc looks awesome here. I'm not a fan of Diluc's alt, the red-ish outfit. I know, like, I'm gonna get killed. I'm not a big fan of it. But this is awesome. Imagine having Diluc going around in a waiter's outfit, you know? And this is Noelle. Really cute stuff. In terms of the hangout events, by the way, I missed them in a lot of ways. I think what happened eventually with the hangout events is if I can critique Genshin's decision making, I would love to do that, right? I think one of the bad things they did with hangout events is they went from being like a 2-hour thing that people were already like, a lot of people weren't even like early on, like it's one of those things, and I can judge it by people watching my own hangout events. I think a lot of people did them early on because they're really great. They're great. They're so good. But then what happened was hangout events then became this like big, long 3-hour thing for most people, which for me in some cases was like 6 hours. So it became this thing where like already you have people not wanting to do hangout events en masse. And then they go, well, what if they were longer? And it's like, well, you're not going to get anyone new to play these hangout events. Because like the Lynette hangout event is long, but it's amazing, right? The Kaya hangout event is long, but it's amazing. And again, it's one of those things where like, I hope my critique sounds normal here because it's tough because I love it. I love it so much. But then I can also look at it and be like, you're not going to get any new people into like or bring people back to hangout events who stop playing hangout events because they felt like it took too long to play. And I think in fairness, a lot of people stop playing hangout events because they didn't have a skip function for a lot of this stuff, 100%. But can I say as well, like at the same time too, selfishly, for me personally, I love the hangout events so much, the ones that I did, that I wouldn't go back and shorten them. I wouldn't do that just because it's like, if I was thinking business, I'd be like, yeah, we might shorten these things. But thinking as Calvin, also known as Romer, I wouldn't trade those memories for the world. So it's like, it's a critique that's also like, thank you, right? It's like I'm critiquing them in a way. It's like, you're not going to get any people back to play the hangout events. But at the same time too, I'm like, I like it. You know what I mean? I like it, you know? So it's like, it's a critique that is actually me saying thank you at the same time too. Yeah, these outfits are amazing. Yeah, really pretty trailer. I got kind of sidetracked here, but yeah, you can see here, like, it's like, just literally just showing some really cool gameplay, showing the world, showing the introduction of new characters, new mini games, and also the Liyue RITE stuff, which again, I didn't really realize was a part of this, which is kind of crazy. But that was a massive quest with a big, gigantic undertaking. I imagine when you saw Lumine in this trailer, it was massive. It was people going crazy. But this quest is a turning point for the game. There's so many turning point quests. I feel like, the dock fight with Tartaglia and Alcystis is a turning point. I think this is a turning point 100% as well. I think there's so many turning point quests, because there's amazing quests and incredible quests, but there's those turning point quests where everything will change forever, you know? And this is one of those quests that did that. But yeah, it was really cool seeing how they advertise this stuff. Again, like, it's like, I'm very glad that I didn't see Lumine in this way, but still, really cool trailer with some really pretty music and a really great way of advertising mini games, and then shocking people with this Lumine stuff. They really love shocking people, right? For sure. The next one is Beneath the Light of Jadeite, version 1.5. 5 minutes, by the way. Instantly. This is the Zhongli quest.
Fated, we will meet again.
This is another one of those quests that when you guys talked to me about it, you were like, I cannot wait for this quest. A lot of people were like, I cannot wait for this. This is one of those signs that people wish I did it earlier, but I was doing everything in pseudo order.
4 or 5 days ago.
What a shot!
There were 2 men who came through here carrying baskets and picks. I guess that could
Incredible shot, right?
And there was a child staggering in front of them.
Oh my god, this moment.
This is I, Aishtaha, forged of elemental crystal.
Amazing boss battle as well, by the way. With incredible music as well.
Enraged earth will not absolve you.
This epic music. This is an awesome boss. I fought this guy without a shield.
Quake! There is a fine line between good
This
and
music, the rhythm to this, the energy to this.
The ley lines that sustained me. So here lies the wisdom of the gods. To dust!
Hey, wait a minute. Does this count as martial
Oh,
arts?
with Yanfei?
Ready for trial.
So she was on the banner this month, I guess. Oh, this is, I love fighting this boss. This is a really cool boss.
Inadmissible evidence. Well, I guess I've mastered both the pen and the sword.
You're telling me, Yanfei.
People tell me that if I just
Anula.
spoke more softly, others may find it easier to
Oh.
forgive me. But the only reason they
Bring
think
her
that way is because
back.
they've
Give her
never
a
been
story
bred
quest. Have her be a big part of the story, Genshin, or
a
else.
pariah before.
I condemn you.
You do condemn
Freeze
them.
to the core.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Eula, can I say as well, for me was the character that I used to fight like so many bosses in this game. She's a Mondstadt boss ripper. She destroys a lot of bosses in Mondstadt. Because she has great physical damage and also can do some pretty cool ice stuff as well. But like I used her to like level up so many characters, and I'll always be so grateful to her. That's why I'll never give a C6 to Benny. Never. It's never happening.
Eye for an eye.
Yeah, she's incredible. She's so incredible.
Vengeance will be mine.
Oh, the teapot?
This Serenity Pot is all yours now.
They advertise that the co-op elements are just to signify what you can. Yeah.
Needn't worry about that.
That's pretty cute.
I've already
Was that Hu
arranged
Tao
for
chasing after the
certain
traveler? 1 second here. Was that Hu Tao chasing after the traveler?
Oh, you needn't.
No, it's chasing
worry
after Chi
about
Chi.
that. I've already arranged for a certain little helper to await you within this teapot. She will explain everything you need to know about it.
Really, really cool. I tried this one day. They're showing all the stuff you can do here as well. I tried doing this one day, but I actually like got kind of frustrated with like the collection mechanics, because as a person who doesn't collect all the items he sees, I didn't have enough materials, so it instantly just became this kind of roadblock. Whereas with people who do collect items and materials all the time, it was like a really different experience. I feel like. There's a yawn of the traveler. Oh, there's Cleve, Eula, and Jean. This is awesome. A really, really pretty way of showing this off, right? God, you're sleepy. And especially after all the stuff with Zhongli and the boss battle and everything, They're showing like you can create your own world here, right? They're showing all the different things you can create here, which is really crazy, It's really, really pretty. Awesome stuff. Look at this. Great artwork again. Showing Azazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazazaz this wasn't a turning point for the overall quest, but I think this was a turning point for Zhongli's character. I think it's one of those moments where you really realize how emotional and how, you know, the history of this world impacts Zhongli's character, and you realize this from this too. But again, amazing artwork, really gorgeous. Really gorgeous stuff. So a teapot to call home. People still love the teapot stuff. I'd love to try it, like, but I'd have to collect a bunch of animals. Look at this. You can even have, like, Sims, cats, and dogs, you know? Oh, wait. Oh, wait. I thought you only introduce friend requests now. I was like, what? What the hell's that? Oh, it's stuff for this. Okay. Fair enough. So some trials you can do. The freaking... This was so fun. I got to try like one version of like the Dead by Daylight type of version of it, which was really fun. I love just seeing like what they advertised and what they were giving to players, right? It was really cool. More and Diona's hangout event. New artifacts, which seems so normal now, right? The Pale Flame stuff. Yeah, this was really cool. Again, it had a mix of like the absolutely incredible epic story with Zhongli and his story quest, while also having the fun of the teapot stuff as well. And I think that's what Genshin always like, and these traders try to do sometimes, like, is like, you know, strike that balance. Because I see that with Reverse 1999, they do traders like that as well. But it is like one of those situations where like I truly do love like them doing something incredibly dramatic and then doing something really fun afterwards in the calm down section. But like it's really cool, it's really fun, and it's a really great idea too. And like I think that I think this type of trailer doesn't show off too much, but again it shows off like the conclusion to like a story, right? I don't know if this released this trailer didn't release after the Zhongli quest, did it? Maybe it did, I don't know, but it shows like the conclusion and the answer to the story, right? And the answer and the reveal at the end of Zhongli's quest, I feel like. But yeah, it's still very cool, and it still has some... It's cool to relive this, I guess. And seeing the teapot stuff, it doesn't move me as much as probably moves other people, but I love looking at it. You know, it's like, oh, it's really cool to look at it, but it doesn't like move me in a way where it's like, I really want to do this. But like, it's like, I wish I could do this, but I lost kind of like interest in the idea of doing it because I think my own fault, I didn't collect enough stuff, and it became kind of a little bit of a roadblock. People might be like, Calvin, you're just lazy. Okay. See if I care. Call me whatever you want. Next trailer is the last trailer that we're watching today, which is the Midsummer Island Adventure. I wanted to stop right before we got to kind of like the Inazuma stuff, right? For sure. Yeah.
Master Jean, I want to ask for some time off.
They're guessing, by the way, which by the way, Klee, adorable. Is she asking for time off?
Master Jean, I want to ask for some time off because I want to go somewhere.
Oh, speaking of which, I still have a promise to keep to Klee.
And that outfit that I still have on Jean, it's so gorgeous. He's traveling on Dvalin.
Terrible letter and need to go to a certain place.
Oh.
Very important to me. I won't lose to Dodo King.
Can I say as well, like they should make Klee part of every summer event like they used to, you know? They really should. I know technically she is still part of the summer events in some way, right? Was she? But like I think that like they should make her the focal point all the time, you know? Not that I didn't like last summer event being Benny's summer event, you know what I mean? But they should make her the... I know there's other focal points too, like Fischl was a major part of it too, but I mean like, you know, they should have her like be always the lead into everything, I think.
It's so romantic.
It has something of the unknown about it and seems to have its fair share of dangers.
Music here is gorgeous as well.
Yet, the mystery is all part of its beauty.
They love using the idle animation. Oh, look at the smile of Klee.
Dodoco and myself. Let's go!
Oh, great UI here. The gorgeous artwork. Just destroy these Hilichurl's homes. This beat as well. Oh, look, Klee. She is the most adorable character in history, right? Her and Aino, like, battling for most adorable, I feel like, in terms of, like, the little ones. I think, well, Chi-Chi too. Well, like, they're all adorable, aren't they? Oh my god, these mini games. Stunning artwork, by the way. Again, as always, the summery fields with the water splashing everywhere. Klee having such a fun time. Jean has a worried look of like what she's doing. Barbara having this amazing outfit too. I have both these outfits, and I think it was actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a patron by the name of Alligator who wanted me to have these outfits, and I appreciate that so much because they are gorgeous outfits. And I love having them. I haven't changed them. Like, they're just perfect outfits for both characters. They're so awesome. Because Jean's just feels like a casual summer outfit as well, you know? It's really, really pretty. And the duck, purse, so cool. A handbag. When I was a kid, I thought it was called a handbag, like in ham.
Wicked girl of flame, you have finally arrived.
Alice?
I've waited far too long. You dare face me, though such courage is admirable. But it is now meaningless because...
Is that how they introduced Alice? Oh, this boss as well, right? I remember seeing this. When we reacted to the summer events, right? Yeah. It's just some gameplay drama here as well. Of course, they have like kind of like a beautiful story moment at the start.
The light in their vision will fade away.
Organizing the clash is my way of uncovering hidden
Oh, the
talents.
tournament?
And
Wait, was this pre? Oh, this was like pre-Inazuma. Oh my god.
New to the clash, but he has quickly become the dark horse of the tournament.
Awesome.
The vision is missing.
This was right before
Sounds
Inazuma.
of nature turn into a clamor of noise during stormy weather. The winds are coming.
Oh my, that's a fantastic way of introducing Kazuha. Because I wasn't expecting this at all.
The winds
But yeah, this was his quest right before Inazuma.
are coming. Clouds high. The birds come.
Kazuha is a character, by the way, that like you can be the worst Genshin player in the world like me, and still, if you have a poorly leveled Kazuha, and just some elements on your team, right, and he can be meta. He is so. I'm not saying he's meta. I'm saying in a way that like you don't have to be good to use Kazuha. Press a few buttons and he just rips through the game. He really does. Just press a few buttons. Really awesome way to introduce Kazuha there.
In the outset, supposing each of the 7 Archons had their criteria for granting visions to living beings, then does the current Electro Archon now doubt these criteria?
Oh, he's talking about like...
In and of itself, there will come a day when I too shall wish to understand the answers to eternity from her.
The RITE
voyage
Shogun.
to Inazuma is a treacherous one. You will be plagued by a perpetual tempest the entire trip. The part of your journey that lies after the storm may well prove to be the most arduous.
He's speaking very fast. So he was talking about how Inazuma was kind of corrupt at that point and stuff with the Raiden Shogun too. They really teased that in an amazing way. What a way to introduce Kazuha. You have the cannon rides here. Really cool stuff. Some coins. Not Coin of Whimsy. I remember seeing this guy. I remember seeing this boy. Yeah, just showing off some gameplay moments here as well. Again, I kind of like seeing the advertisement moments at the end. There's something about it. Genshin Impact. What game is that? Beautiful title screen here as well. So that was like all the trailers I'm watching today, guys. If you guys want to see me watch more trailers, please let me know. Like if you want me to watch the other Inazuma maybe version trailers, that might be fun to do as well. What I really like enjoyed about this was like going back in time, and you can see like the development over time of like all the different trailers and what they did and what they were able to do, and that to me like is what's special about this. The only reason I ever go back in time and watch other trailers and watch stuff from the past like this is not because I'm feeling like, oh, the current stuff is like, you know, not hitting. The current stuff is hitting so much, but I think that's a sign of a good game that the current stuff is hitting, and then I go back to this stuff and I'm also like, this hits too. There's something so special about going back and watching what they had in store for us originally, and the ideas that they wanted us to play through, and what they wanted to showcase to us as an advertisement also at the same time too, as a piece of art too at the same time also. It's really, really cool. This trailer in particular, the Midsummer Island Adventure, like it showcases just this really fun, bubbly time, but also giving a hint of the stuff of Alice. The reveal of Kazuha is incredible. It's such an, and again, it's one of those moments that probably is more epic for me because I'm like, I know who he is now, and it's like, oh my god, it's Kazuha. Whereas, like, I feel like if I watched it the first time, it would have been like, who's this, you know? Which would have been different. It's different feelings rewatching stuff, right? We had the new area announcement, which was really cool, which is the first trailer we watched. And that felt like it was just kind of like showcasing like some small parts of the game, showing some pretty areas without giving away too much. They had the gameplay trailer for version 1.0. And the gameplay trailer for version 1.0 was literally just what it says on the tin. It was showing all these characters in the world, showing them like in real places. And as I said, I love them doing that. I love them like showing realistic versions of this game. While also like, you know, giving us like a good idea of like what the combat's going to be like. And I think that's one thing that Genshin knows it has like as a strength. It's like the combat can be very cinematic when it wants to be, for sure. But yeah, really cool trailer for that too. The other one was a New Star Approaches. And New Star Approaches was showing off the stuff with Osiris and Tartagula. And the drama of that situation, but also introducing some new characters at the same time too. I think that like the way they set that up was obviously trying to show like how serious this battle was going to be and how epic this was going to be, and of course it turns out to be one of the most epic battles in history. But it's so interesting to see like them showing off like, you know, the release of Tartagula and Zhongli, and I wonder, I'm guessing since they were both 5 stars, if they released at the same time or like one update after another, I wonder, like the Zhongli release first and then Tartagula in the next update, along with Xinyan and Diona, right, which is really cool too. But yeah, I really like the looking back on like, say, like how they released the 5 stars, how they really like advertised the 5-star releases. It was really, really cool in that sense too. And seeing just Tartagula and Zhongli pre full knowledge of them would be really interesting too. There's the Chalk Prince trailer, which I think the Chalk Prince trailer was Questwood just showing off like a little tiny bit of the quest that was coming up, but it really was a showcase for Albedo in a way. And not just Albedo, it was also like, you know, I think there was like a little bit of like, you know, showing off of Ganyu there too. But it was really like to me like a trailer that showed off the quest for Albedo. And once again, showing off some really interesting combat too. But again, it was selling people on the idea of like, you want to come back to this story, you want to go see these characters. Yeah. Then we had the Alder Glitters trailer along with the Lantern Rite cutscene trailer. They got the emotions really right with this, like showing off the Lantern Rite in such a beautiful way, but also showing off Xiao's, you know, character and his personality, while also showing the emotions that were going along with the Traveler too, and how much he missed his sister. Like, this was a devastating time for him. It still is a devastating time for him when it comes to his sister. But you could see it in both of their eyes. Like, this was a very beautiful time for them, but also a very like heavy time for them too. And I think it's a really important thing when it comes to the stuff here in Genshin, that they do so well with these trailers, which is they show you off amazing worlds and amazing locations. We got to see the beautiful Lantern Rite, but they also gives us hints of like, hey, you're gonna really love this story and these emotions that come along with it. You're gonna be impacted in that heavy in that way, which is really, really cool too. We had the windblume trailer, which again was showing off the windblume event. And I wasn't aware that during the windblume event, that's when like we got the release of Rosaria, but it's also when we got the We Will Be Reunited update. Which again, I imagine if you're watching this trailer back, like for the first time, if you were like just starting Genshin, this would be like a really shocking moment of like, oh my god, like what, you know? It's so mean. But for me, it was like, oh my god, they showed her here? Yeah, it was a really cool idea. They also like had a hangout events be updated in this, or start off in this update 2, which I think like is one of my favorite additions to the game. And I can imagine if I like wasn't playing the game for like months and I saw this hangout and stuff, I saw Lumine, I saw the new gameplay, and I saw like, you know, the windblume event, this would probably be one of those things that would draw you in like really, really fully into this. We had the Zhongli story quest trailer, showed off a bit of the boss, but that kind of like shows off the reveal, right? While also showing off Yanfei and Eula as well, 2 great characters, Eula especially, but then also showed off the teapot too. The teapot stuff to me, like again, they really emphasized in detail like what you can do with this, and like some people can be more creative than the actual trailer itself. So I think it's really cool that they allowed people to kind of see what was on offer here, which is really, really great as well. Especially when there is so much to offer when it comes to this stuff too. And they also, once again, gave you a hint of how important Zhongli's character is going to be in the story. The summer event then, which we just watched as I just talked about it there, great way to introduce Kazuha and tease Inazuma in a way too. Like, this was such a great quest in teasing Inazuma. I remember I have so much fond memories of this quest with Kazuha because it really felt like pre-Inazuma quest. But they also had some really beautiful stuff here with Klee and Jean and Barbara. The summer events are so special, even looking back at them, even if I didn't get to play them, just react to them. They're so special to me in the past now, and giving us a little hint of what was happening with Alice too. Overall, I think when it comes to these trailers, as we said, there's like a trifecta of things that they do with these trailers. It's to sell the game to people who've already played the game, that they want them to come back. To sell on people who have left the game and they want them to come back. And to sell to people that haven't played Genshin and they want them to play the game. And I think that's equally important in all senses to get people to come play the game. And what we see from these trailers is a lot of like spoilery stuff, 100% I'd say, in my opinion. But everyone sees spoilers in different ways. But what they do show really well, I think the biggest strengths of these trailers are big character moments to show the emotions in the game that you can get attached to these characters. Incredible locations, you can explore these places, and they show you real characters in real time in these locations, letting you know that, hey, not only did you get to explore these places, but this is what they look like. This is what your character is going to look like. This is an idle animation of the traveler standing on a mountain here. You can be in the mountain if you want. This is Xiangling going up an elevator. This is what can happen as well. They even like show off the beauty of the lantern, right? And it's like, yes, you will get to see that. I said before in this video already, it is amazing that they show off the idea that you will get to like see these locations because yes, you will. These locations are so important and such a big part of the story, and it's really awesome that they don't shy away from being like, yes, you're going to get to see all these amazing places. And have your real characters in real moments in real time in these spaces. And you might be like, well, is it that important? Couldn't they just, CG all of this? I don't hate CG trailers, as I said, but I think what they do by showing like the real weather, the real location, the real sunlight shining down your character, with mixing some CG in there too, it shows that like, hey, you're in for something really special here. And when you boot up Genshin Impact and you play Genshin Impact, what you see in these advertisements is what you get. And that's so fun for me. That's so fun for me. Because while I wouldn't watch these trailers beforehand, and I never will, I think for a new player who does want to watch these trailers, if you just saw these trailers randomly, they're not hiding anything from you. They're not hiding anything. If you think that the characters look a bit awkward sometimes, that's what they look like. If you think the characters look really fun sometimes, that's what they look like. If you think Klee standing on top of a roof and throwing bombs on people looks funny, that's what it's going to look like. But it's special to me in that way. Across all this stuff here, they really advertise the locations, as I said, amazingly well, the emotions amazingly well, the combat looks so cinematic, and while it won't look like have those close-ups and these slow motion feeling to it, nothing beats activating Keqing's ultimate. Nothing beats jumping down on people with Xiao with his mask on. Nothing beats using Vendi's arrow to devastate people. It's a feeling that is so magical. And that's what, and here's for even someone like me, as you guys know, who doesn't like combat, they sell the idea of combat really well here as something that is cinematic too at the same time also. It's really, really well done stuff. It really is. So I can only praise this to an amazing degree of what they're able to do here with the stuff. I'm really impressed, and it's one of those things where, again, I would never go back, I would never watch these before I played the game, but I think it's so fun and such a great insight to go back and watch this stuff and see what they showed off. It also makes me a little bit nostalgic for 2 years ago, because there is a feeling of man, so much happens in Genshin. And if you look at my catch-up playthrough, someone told me now to watch the full playlist of Genshin Impact again. It's longer than One Piece now, which is hilarious. Which is why I want to start doing compilations maybe of full Archon quests and stuff like that too, so people have maybe more bite-sized stuff to go through if they want to go through them. But it's one of those situations where I caught up to Natlan at episode 240 maybe of Genshin. That's when I caught up to Natlan. I think so anyway. Which to me, maybe it was 220. But to me, it's there's so much stuff in Genshin that when you look back on the stuff and you go, remember that cooking contest with Xiangling? Remember the moments with Keqing as we fought side by side with her on the docks? And it's sad because you want every character to shine every 2 minutes, but that's just not possible. But I do hope that at some point they do like because they let Mondstadt characters this year and last year, they were like, hey, Mondstadt characters rise up. They were doing so much stuff with the Mondstadt characters. They really were. And it's probably because they obviously introduced Durin and all this stuff too. That I hope that like we get like a and of course I want to say too, they also give you Sumeru quests. They also give you Inazuma quest, the Flower Festival. 110%. But I would love to see like a you know, some of the characters that like maybe, you know, again, it's so selfish because here's the thing, right? If I sit here and say like I'd love to have a catching like Archon quest, right? Then someone's gonna be like, well, I want a Ganyu Archon quest. And it's like, okay. It's like, oh, well, I want a Raiden Shogun Archon quest again. I want a Yaimiko Archon quest. And here's the thing, I want all those too. That's the problem.
Will you be joining us? Then it's settled.
It's like, there's so many amazing characters in Genshin that you look back and characters that are kind of like, you know, at the side now doing stuff, and they'll have a big moment every once in a while. But if we mention all the characters that we want to have a big story quest again, I'd probably have we'd be here forever. Yeah, I'd like a Linny quest. Yeah, I'd like a Lynette quest again. Yeah, I'd like a, you know, another Xiao story quest. Yeah, I'd love for, even Albedo, which we already got a quest from last year, I'd love for him to show up again. That's what's so great about Genshin and looking back at the stuff. They had so much time for all these characters, and every moment was so fun and so amazing that I can look back at it now, and even with all the food we're getting now and all we're eating, I'm like, give me more. Give me more. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks so much for supporting me. If you want to see these videos early, you can check them out on Patreon or YouTube memberships. And it's for the lowest tier at the €1 tier. So you can always check it out, no problem whatsoever. And I appreciate the absolute heck out of all of you. And if you want to get your name in the credits, it's €10 or €12.50. You want to get your name read out in the credits, like verbally, it's €15 or €17.50. And speaking of which, I'm going to read out all the names right now that make this stuff super possible. And that is, that's all my patrons, by the way. Even at I want to make that clear. Sometimes people are like, I'm sorry I can only give this much. It's like, man, it's incredible regardless. It's incredible regardless. It really is. But here's like the highest tier as well. Typharo2, Jamie Bull, Jana the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Delicious Felix, Yule, Anusta, The Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Jared Bienan, Neo Sharite, and at the highest tier of my YouTube, Royal Gamer 7, Blasco, and Lucinagi. See you guys soon.